Episode of Pseudo's Crochet and More. This is your host, Crystal. Today is going to be my final review on the WOobles Learn to Crochet Kit for Beginners. I did get this from the Likely Yarn located in Abingdon, Virginia. This does include everything that you need. And I think it actually includes enough to make two. Unfortunately, I don't know where my other plastic eye went. So they did include black yarn that you could use if you're making a child's toy or a pet toy with it instead of using the plastic eye. So before I show you the results, so this can be used for making an eye if you'd rather do that. I have this much of the blue left, which is enough to, well, I just dropped, I think that was just an extra piece. That was just an extra piece. So there's the blue. I have this much yellow, which doesn't take much yellow to make the horn for it. And then, let's see, I have this much white, which it's only a couple rounds of white, so there should be enough here to make the bottom part of the narwhal. And okay, so there's that. I have one plastic eye set left. One plastic eye. The eye and the fastener left. Unless my other one's in the bag here somewhere, or it fell out and one of my dogs ate it, but you know. And then I have this much stuffing left. So there's definitely enough in here to make two, whether you use plastic eyes for one and the black thread for another one. Now, I will say that this is not really yarn, in my opinion. I showed you guys a close-up of it. You know, I'm going to turn my light on real quick so you guys maybe can see me a little bit better. Okay, so let me get you, you can see my keyboard, but that's okay. See this? This is not yarn. I mean, it is, but it's like shoelace, which isn't a bad thing, because it is nice and soft. I didn't have any problems. I didn't get any like irritation between where I held this and crocheted for my tension. But it is, I even had my husband feel it, and I said, "Tell me what this feels like to you." And he's like, "Shoelace." I'm like, "Yep, that's what I thought too." So if you do make a mistake and you have to pull this out, it does stretch the coloring around this insert stuff. Let's see, will it focus? Yeah, it focused. So just be careful with that, because I did have to pull apart one of my pieces to redo it. It was actually one of the fin pieces. So just be careful on that, because it will pull the coloring. It'll kind of stretch it out a little bit, so you'll just want to be careful about that. All right, so here is now this is the first time I've done an amigurumi, and even with all the wonderful instructions, everything, I still kind of made it lopsided. So here's the final result. As you can see, the one fin's kind of up over here. This one's kind of down. So he's swimming. He's swimming in the water. The horn, I think, I guess I can play around with that. And then his eyes, I'm like, well, it looked fine. But then after I put the fastener on it and looked at it again, I'm like, his one eye is a little lower than the other. And then I tried not to overstuff it, because even with the tight stitches, you can still overstuff it and have it come out. Now, some of these fuzzes are actually from hiding the tails from the fins, and then his back tail. This is so weird on how they did this connect. They did these two pieces, but whatever. I think he's a cute narwhal. If I find these again, I'll probably try a different one. I figured this would be the easiest because there wasn't too many changes with coloring. There was just from blue to white, and then of course the yellow for the horn, which is done separately and then attached. I did learn a lot of different things that I'm gonna have to know once I get into making either the Nightmare Before Christmas amigurumi set, or from the zoo book that I bought that has 28 different animals. I think I have it. Let me see. I think this is it. Yep. So I got this off of Amazon. Sorry about that. My nose itched and I didn't want to scratch it on screen. So when the instructions, when they tell me to do different things, I'll know exactly what they're talking about. Like I learned how to do the invisible fasten off. So that was nice to know because there's some hats there's a couple hats that I've done where it's a continuous round. It's not where you slip stitch, chain up, and start, again. So that's nice to know that information. And how to attach pieces that are separately made. That'll be helpful. Oh, there's actually a whale in this book. It's a cute whale. So that'll be, hopefully I can start working on these soon, because it looks like everything in amigurumi is single crochet, which is not a bad stitch. It's one of the most basic stitches for crocheting. Now, do I think it's worth the price? Yes, because you get enough in here, as long as you don't make too many mistakes while learning this, that you can make two. So it's really $15 per, but well, the price that I paid for it was like $15 per. So I could make another one and it would, it would be $15 worth of time. Well, of the yeah, I can't talk. $15 worth. Each one made, because this one was $30 from A Likely Yarn. I think they were all $30. Like I said, she had several different ones. I think she had the chicken. She had, what was the other ones that she had? Let me see. Don't think I have. And she doesn't have them on her website yet. So if you are interested in this after watching my review, you can definitely reach out to her to see if she's she can let you know what the other ones are. I know that she said, I keep remembering that she's going to be getting a dinosaur one in, but I can't remember everything that she carries for the WOobles at least. All right, so I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. Everything was wonderful. I'm glad that they sent a metal hook, because I think I would have broken a plastic one. I was trying to make sure my stitches weren't too tight, but also not too loose. I do believe I'm in between. I'm not too tight and I'm not too loose. My husband thinks I should crochet tighter, but I don't think I should. Not every pattern requires you to crochet that tight. The yarn needle, or tapestry needle as it's called as well, was metal, so that was a plus. So you weren't going to break this. The only downside to that, I guess any tapestry needle downside, is if your hands are getting sweaty, it's harder to keep a hold of it to pull through the stitches to hide your tails. So, but good job on the metal hook, because this here, in my opinion, and I know one of my subscribers, Noreen, said that she was very surprised that these both came in metal. She was expecting plastic, and so was I, to be honest. I didn't think, even with the price point, that you would have gotten metal hook, a metal ergonomic hook, not even a straight hook, a regular straight hook. It's an ergonomic hook, so that's a plus in my book. And then this one, the eye is large enough to not have to fold the, I'm going to say shoelace yarn in half to get it to go through the eye. So that was a plus. All right. The negative parts that, in my opinion, now not everybody's going to think this, is that you get the QR. I'm going to cover this up because I think if you have a camera, you can actually get this. You get a QR code on the back of this in your little brown, where's it at? This little brown envelope, which contains your yarn needle, tapestry needle, your eyes. What else was in this? The stitch markers were already on the yarn. The crochet hook was not, the stuffing was in here, I think. Maybe not. I think the bag for that was a little bit bigger, but this was in front of this. And then on the back of it is the web address, which I tried to go to that, but it did not work for me. So then I scanned the QR code with my phone. Now, the positive to that is it does bring you up directly to this pattern. It asks if you're a lefty or righty. And then it goes through and it asks it tells you everything that's included, gives you a breakdown, and then it starts with videos. It tells you about WOobles. I didn't watch that. I just kind of passed over that. I really wasn't. I mean, I'll probably go back eventually and watch it. And then it goes over the basic single crochet stitch and increasing. So those are the first two videos that you see or are able to watch if you're new to crochet, which is really nice because if you watch it on your phone, it saves to your history in YouTube. So you can always go back to it if you need to check if you're doing something the correct way. So that was a plus. The downside to that was when I downloaded the pattern and I tried to open it, the lettering was doubling up. So it was like one of those picture effects where you see one thing and then it just keeps repeating itself through it. And it gives that weird line on the edge. That's what it looked like downloaded to me. Now, saying that, they still give you the instructions when you go through each step on what you need to do. And if you're having issues with it, there's a video down below. Now there is a spot, I think after round maybe 3, where it doesn't give you any video, but you can always go back to the previous step to watch the video again if you need to, or hop on your computer or wherever you have YouTube at and watch it from your history. So that's kind of like a good and negative for me because I like to have the written pattern as well. And I will probably try to go online to their website to see if I can download it to my computer and then to print it. And if it's doing that double lumping, I guess I'm just gonna have to make sure I keep the card handy so I can go back to it if I want to make more of them. All right. So the other negative thing, in my opinion, again, now this might be different for new crocheters, or if you're getting this for somebody who's new to crochet, you get 3 stitch markers. The orange one is placed into the first stitch of the round, which is good because then it tells you where the first stitch starts. But then the next 2 stitches have a green stitch marker in each one. There's no purpose to these other than to tell you where the stitches are at. I don't think you need them. Maybe 1, because when you make the tail, you do need to have at least 2 stitch markers. But 3 stitch markers, I think that was a little overkill You could have just did one green, one orange, and had the green, maybe a couple stitches down from it to show you, this is another one. And even in the video, she goes over, so she explains how you can tell where the next stitch is. Some of the demonstrations are with larger yarn, thicker yarn, actual yarn, not shoelace yarn, as I'm going to call it. So you can actually see what she's doing. Because with some of these, I wouldn't have been able to see any of that stuff. Because it's really small. Like the fins, you don't go very large with those. And the same thing with the horn. The stitch count by the time you're done with it, and you only do 4 rounds of this, it's really hard to see those stitches. So when she does it in the larger yarn, it does help, especially for new crocheters. I would be lost if I was actually brand new to crochet and decided to learn how to do this. So I guess you could say he's looking off to the side, maybe. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to call him Bjorn, because that's what what his name is on the card. Where's it at? Yeah, meet Bjorn. But I don't know if I want to call him that. Let me know if you think of another name I should name this little guy. Or if I should keep him with the name he was given. He is a narwhal. Narwhal. I don't know. Narwhal. I kept saying it was a whale, but my husband's like, there's a horn. It's not a whale. It's a narwhal. I'm like, okay. So, but yeah, let me think. Let me know if you can think of another name to call this little guy. Maybe he'll be the mascot for right now. Until I make another one. Alright, well, yes, 9 out of 10. Too many stitch markers. And the instructions not being something. So if you wanted to watch something on your phone and do this at the same time, or on the item that you're using, say you're on a computer or a laptop or even a tablet, and you want to be able to keep crocheting your little amigurumi, your little narwhal, or whatever one you get from WOobles, you cannot have that still up on your screen, and unless you have multiple tabs open. Obviously you can pull one down and open up another one, but whatever. I mainly use my phone when I'm not in my office, because I normally get out of here after work. But what was I saying now? It's too early in the morning. As you can tell, I just finished this little guy. And I'm sorry that this video is late and I didn't have one for yesterday. This coming week is going to be mainly reviews. Whether it's hook reviews, book reviews, yarn reviews, other tool reviews. I'm not going to be going to an LYS this weekend. My husband, like I said, mentioned earlier that he did have to take a trip out of Virginia to Pennsylvania for work. So if we do anything, it's going to be locally, close by. We might go to a farmer's market. I'm not sure. And I don't know if I'll be able to get that good deal like I did last time. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll review that yarn next week, and some other ones that I've picked up recently that you guys maybe have not seen reviews on. Maybe you have. But everybody, has their own opinion about yarn and how they feel about it. So, yeah. Well, wish I could name him something else. No, I can't call him Bluey, because Bluey is the TV show from Disney. So, can't call him Bluey. Alright. Well, that is it for my review of the WOobles Learn to Crochet kit. And I think, yeah, the stuffing's still in here. So, and if I find the other eye, which I don't know if I will or not, because like I said, I thought I had everything. It's not even in the stuffing. What the heck? Yeah, I don't know where it went to. Unless, because I thought when I opened this for you guys and did my initial review on it, that I had 4 eyes, 2 sets of eyes to use. But I only had 1 in my little envelope when I went to go get them out for when I was ready to add them to the to the narwhal. That is so weird. I don't know. But like I said, they give you black yarn if you want to use this instead. They don't show you how to add the eyes in the black yarn, but I would think you would kind of like, just sew it on, because this, you add this stuff, the eyes, before you stuff it. So, all right, I can't think of anything else right now to talk about or go over with you guys, but next week, hopefully all the videos are up and ready as normally scheduled at 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. I am trying to decide what pattern to use and what to make with it with the Bag O' Day contest. I'm thinking about making my dog Brownie Bear a shirt or a tank top out of one of her stitches, but I'm not sure which stitch to use just yet. And then I have to figure out how to size it appropriately so that way it fits her. I don't know if I'll make one for Bella, my tiger, as I like to call her, my tiger. Trying to get everything back together here. Let me put this in here. Okay, maybe I should have put that in there first. I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna review that tea that I got when my husband and I went to Pennsylvania, that I picked up on our way back home. I've never had tea like that before, so I want to give it a review. And I'm just mumbling on here, so if you're done watching the review, you can definitely turn me off. I'm just kind of mumbling while I put away the rest, the extra material here. And all right, well, I think that is everything that I have to say today. Keep a lookout for Monday's video. It'll probably be a yarn review and any updates that I have for you since today, Saturday, May 6th. I hope if you have liked today's video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you like my content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe and then the notification bell so you're always aware of when I put new content out. Well, I hope you all stay safe and stay crafty. Until next time, have a good one.